Well, hello, everybody. It's been a little while since you've seen me here on YouTube because I have not been feeling very well. I'll talk about that probably while we're doing this video, but in the meantime, let me just introduce what we're doing. So today is going to be my no-buy check-in for January 2024. I am doing another year-long no-buy on stationary things with adding another no-buy in on top of that. Although, as we're going to see, that didn't go so well. And I'm doing a challenge for the year to use up my shit. It's called Use Your Shit 2024 hashtag. It's on Instagram, etc. And the biggest reason that I've been so sporadic with my videos is I'm just having a lot of health problems, especially with my access for dialysis. I'm a home dialysis patient, and my AV fistula has an aneurysm in it that we're dealing with, and it has been really kind of tough around here. But I have been wanting to make this video for two reasons. One, because I am kind of proud of myself for last month, even if I didn't fully keep my no-buy, and I have some things I need to throw away. So let's just get started with if you want to know the rules for my no-buy, the general gist is I am not buying any stationary art supplies, planner supplies, unless I am replacing something that I ran out of. And if I ran out of it, it's because it has to be ran out of all of the things in that category. Okay. So I can't replace, if I run out of a sheet of stickers, I can't go buy other stickers that have no, I have to run out of all stickers. Also, really the replacement is only for my professional art supplies that I use for the professional artwork I do, because I use very specific supplies, and the ones I have that I play around with, I don't trust as much as I do the ones that I usually use. But I really don't think I'm going to have to worry about that in the first half of the year. So for my Use Your Shit challenge in January, it was to use up at least one roll of washi tape. I challenged myself to use up 3 rolls of washi tape. As you can see, I actually used up 4. So this one, the snowflake one from Simply Gilded, this was the skinny washi tape that looked like this. This one was the Amanda Rach Lee washi tape. And then this one, this is like the stuff that was stuck, so it doesn't actually stick. It was another Simply Gilded that was mostly used up. None of these were fully, full. They're all part of the way used up, but I used all 3 of them up. Let me show you how I did that. So in January, I was using it all over the place, all over. It was this skinny guy. Like for my weeklies, I used my washi tape almost every single week. I just didn't use it on this week when I did my live plan with me with the Planning with K stickers, which we'll talk about in a second. But it was about my birthday week when I was finally out of those washi tapes. I also used them on my weekly layouts or my daily pages, as you can see here, until I started using them here. Honestly, I didn't need to use them anywhere else. I know some people were using them to address cards and wrap gifts. I really didn't need that. If I did, I would have used them that way. So go me. Month 1 of the challenge in the bag. I can throw these fuckers away. But speaking of that, I did use a couple of other things up in the month of January. First and foremost, those Planning with K stickers. I'm not counting these number stickers because I'm not going to save them. So I used up these 3 sheets of stickers almost entirely on this week, if you can't tell. I pretty much used almost everything on this week, including putting Monday, and Monday all on one column. And then the ones I didn't use up on the planner, on the weekly, because they were too big, I wound up at these last dates, I wound up sticking them in my daily pages. So that got used up. I'm gonna throw those away too. And then finally, I used up a Posca pen. Actually, this was for writing on photos, and it wasn't so much used up as it was dried up. I couldn't rescue it. So I don't know if this counts as using it up, but I have to toss it because it's useless for me. But I was been using these Uni Posca pens to write on my pictures in my journal. And I have a bunch of them, so it's not like I need to buy a new one. All right, so that was January. February's challenge, which I know is coming late if you only watch my YouTube videos, but I do post them early on Patreon to help you prepare, and right at the end of the month on Instagram at Llama Letters. So I'm going to pop pictures up here because since this is already halfway through the month almost, I've actually made some pretty good progress. So I was going to use up 3 kind of sets of stickers. The first one was going to be another Planning with K situation for the peonies. So I think it was 3 sheets. The second situation was going to be a Valentine's Day Chrissy Ann Designs Celebration Collection sheet. And then the third was going to be a couple of mostly used up music munchkins from Once More with Love. When it comes to those, and I'll talk more about this next month, I've already used up both the Planning with Kay peony stickers and the Chrissy Ann Designs Valentine's Day week stickers. So what I decided to do was I'm still working on the Music Munchkins, is to add in another sheet of Chrissy Ann Designs Celebrations Day collection stickers from a different set, because I collaborate with her on these, and so I have all of them, and I have not hardly used as many of them as I might have. So I'm using them this week because it's currently Valentine's Day week as I'm filming this. As a matter of fact, I think you're seeing this on Valentine's Day if you're watching the day it goes up. So happy Valentine's Day. Anyway, I'm feeling good about that. I'm actually feeling really good about that. So far now, if I can finish this sheet and the Once More with Love Munchkins, I will be at a place where I have both months kind of set a goal that I felt was a little bit higher than I thought I could use, and then still had to add to it. So that's awesome. If you are joining me in the Use Your Shit 2024 challenge, let me know in the comments below and tell me how it's been going for you so far. All right. I don't even know why I have my planner here. The only reason I'm not filming my face today is because I'm having a pretty fucking solid breakout, probably because of stress and the way my hormones are just totally acting up right now with my IUD, which I am replacing next week. Fucking thank God. Oh my God. We'll talk more about that a different time. My patrons have been hearing all about it. All right. So how did the no-buy go this month? Well, if I look at my no-buy habit tracker, I did great. I didn't buy anything throughout the whole month. I don't even know why I never filled in for my birthday. But that's, I think, except for the period. So I'll have to go back and fill that in. But so I didn't buy any stationery. There's a caveat to that. We'll talk about that in a second. I didn't buy any stationery or planner stuff or whatever for the most part, except for the one thing, which we'll talk about in a minute. But my other no-buy for the month was Amazon. And I remembered that it was one of my no-buys for probably the first half of the month. And then there was something I needed that I usually get on Amazon. It's not easy to find around here. And I just ordered it. And I didn't even stop to think, was this my no-buy? I just did it. And then it was like the floodgates opened. Now, not really. I still did not order from Amazon anywhere near as much as I usually do, but there were a couple of things that are on my list of things that I thought I had enough for the month. Some of them are dialysis related. One of them's not, but they're not easy to find, like locally. And even ordering them online, they're not really easy to find. So could I have gone without them? Well, maybe not the dialysis things, but the other things, yeah, probably. But I just did. That's not what I'm worried about. It's not that I broke the no-buy by ordering from Amazon for something I really needed that I couldn't get elsewhere. It's not about that. The reason I'm frustrated with myself is that I didn't even think about it. I didn't even consider the no-buy. It's like it slipped my mind entirely, and then I just disregarded it. So that's the thing that I want to work on this month. It's not like, for one, I need to make sure that when I'm checking off my no-buy here, I'm not just checking it off for my stationary no-buy, but for the entire no-buy. I didn't even write it down. Like, I wrote down all my other challenges for the month because I'm doing a few different ones, right? I wrote down my Use Your Shit. I got to add another dot for that too, because now I have the other Chrissy Ann Designs sheet. I wrote that down. I wrote down the recipes that I'm doing. I did all that, but I didn't even make a mention of what my third no-buy was. And I don't even really know if I have a good place to put it. And I didn't even set one for February because I was so frustrated with myself. So we're going to leave it there. And I'm going to think about how I want to do this and better ways to handle it for the month of March. But because I haven't picked one yet for the month of February, I'm not going to figure it out for only a couple of weeks. I'm going to spend my energy thinking about what my secondary challenge is going to be for the month of March. Let's just say I am frustrated with myself. It's like I'm both, like the side of my no-buy that involves not buying shit, I'm super frustrated with myself. The side of my no-buy use your shit year that involves using up your shit, super proud of myself. So it's a really weird feeling and I don't like it. Okay. So more to come on that in March. When I decide what I'm going to do for March, which I'll tell you about in the February video, which will probably come in like 2 weeks because I'm filming this one late. The one thing I did get, and you've probably seen it already because I've had a bunch of you call me out on it, is this Pilot Vanishing Point fountain pen in matte black, and then this pack of Iro Shizuku Pilot cartridges, the black Takesumi. I don't fucking know what is the brand name and what's what. I just know that my family member was like, this is your birthday present. What do you want? And I'm like, I'm gonna get you to spend money. You're turning 44 and you're still alive. What do you want? And I told them I wanted the Vanishing Point fountain pen and some nice ink for it because um I had started using my, where is it? I had started using my, somewhere in here, there it is, Pilot Metropolitan that I had bought back in 2022 when I thought I was going to be using the Sterling Ink B6 as my work planner, and then I didn't. So I never really used a fountain pen all that much. Started using this one, was really loving it, and decided, but I kept like not only forgetting to recap it because I'm a terrible recapper of pens, but also I would keep like flinging it and stabbing myself, and I was like, fucking, this is annoying. I want a clicker. And I had heard that these are really, really nice and work really, really well as a clicking fountain pen. I was like, yeah, but it's $168 when it's on sale, and I don't want to spend that much fucking money on a fountain pen. But they bought it for me for my birthday, but I ordered it from Jet Pens along with the ink because they wanted me to pick out the one I wanted, and they paid for it. So I technically didn't buy this. This was a birthday present, but I wanted to bring it up for transparency's sake, and I will give you more thoughts on this as I've used it more. I am definitely not a fountain pen person, and I am not prepared to get a bottle of ink and fill up the converter thingy. You guys have seen me try to do that before. It doesn't work very well. It's the only pen I've used in my planner for the most part, except when I go out for like grocery shopping because I've been just sticking my shopping lists in here. I take a like 0.38 Pilot G2 or another really fine tipped gel pen that I've got because I don't want to lose this fucker. I almost lost my sunglasses today when I was at the store. So like I lose things. I don't want to lose that. I don't want to lose this either, but I've been clinging to this thing like it's my precious. So it's the one new stationery product I brought into the house this month. As for planners for review, I am pretty sure I am caught up with everything that I have. I'm open for reviews, but it's the beginning of the year, so most people aren't doing any reviews. So there is that. My big takeaways for this month, because I'm not doing a next month no buy, and we already talked about the challenge being stickers for this next month, and I'm not adding an additional no buy. I'm just going to continue to get through this month without buying any stationery. The big takeaways I have is and this is the big one, I need to keep my secondary no-buy front of mind. It was a lot easier to do multiple no-buy categories when they were my all-year categories, but trying to add an additional one for a month, especially something as ubiquitous for me as Amazon, is unrealistic. I wasn't even remembering that it existed. Like, not Amazon. I remember that existed, but the no-buy. So I need to both keep it front of mind here and maybe even stick a sticky note to the front of my planner. I don't know. I need to do something to really help me remember it. So it's something I am going to think about for the next 2 weeks while I consider what I'm going to do for a secondary no buy. Maybe I'll do Amazon again. Maybe I will decide to give it another shot. I don't know yet. The point being is that I want to not fail total ass at it the next time I bring it in. So that's one big takeaway. So I love any suggestions from you in the comments for ways for me to keep this front of mind while I continue with my no buy. I think a second takeaway is part of the reason that the use your shit aspect of this has been more fun and more exciting for me versus the no buy side of it is because like there are like dopamine inducing moments with both of them. With the no buy, it's using up things that are not part of my challenge, like the Posca pen or the stickers I used up this month, and being able to see the progress on my habit tracker. Although, like I said, that's not really accurate. But for these guys, for the use your shit, it starts getting fucking dopamine inducing as soon as I peel off the fucking backing of the sticker sheet, as soon as I start using them, as soon as I notice that they're beginning to be empty. Like, there's so many times where it's exciting for me and it stays fresh and it stays front of mind. So I have to figure out a way to make my no buy as exciting as my use your shit challenge, to at least keep me engaged with it. That's the big thing I'm trying to stay on top of in this next month and a half, however you want to look at it. I'm so confused by when I'm filming this. Anyway, those are my thoughts. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Like I said, suggestions, how your no buy is going, everything else, planners you want me to review, let me know. And I will talk to you and I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Peace.